It's that time of the year where we go out on our royal hunt and set our best food on the table, be around our family, locals in our court, and try to get laid by our hometown knight in shining armor hookup from years ago. Have our dad cut the turkey, be annoyed by our little brother who everyone wants to be king. Or, if you are down where the snow falls, you could have a feast that is actually a part of your wedding night with a woman you were not supposed to marry, and then have your family bloodline almost gone in the same night. Now, where does that find our hosts? If we listen closely, their dragons are parked out back, the dinner table is set, they invite you to join them for their own feast. Will there be fire and blood? No, not tonight. Tonight they invite all the houses in the kingdom to join them, to talk about all of Westeros history, from all the timelines and what you are thankful for the most. Grab that turkey leg, get rested by the fire, and join them for the realest time of your life. Welcome to the House of Targaryen Realness Holiday Special. I hope you are as drunk as the hosts are.
Hello, welcome to House of Targaryen Realness.
Tart
Realness.
Welcome to, as you can tell, this is the realest podcast that you will ever find in your entire life.
And this isn't how we normally operate. This is our holiday special episode. We're both over the age of 21.
Yeah, we're both.
To let everyone know.
Listen.
As you can tell from our first part of the podcast, that is our narrator, Jolie. She is a dear, dear friend. And she will be narrating special episodes. So if you hear that voice, shout out to Jolie. Her Instagram, TikTok will be in the bio.
Link in bio.
Of whatever TikTok post or Instagram, whatever. She'll get her shout out when post is posted. Shout out to her.
We give credit. We give credit where credit's due, and we will credit Jolie, of course. But yeah, welcome to our holiday episode. It's so exciting.
This is very exciting.
So
I'm sorry, everyone's choking on my wine. Okay. So as you can tell, we are just here to talk about Game of Thrones in general. Outstanding outside of House of the Dragon.
This is not going to be our normal content. We're going to be goofy today, and we're going to be a little silly gooses, and we're just going to talk about stuff that are our favorite things and our things that we are thankful for in this universe.
Yeah, from the person who edits the podcast, which is me. There's not going to be a whole lot of editing during this.
No.
This is gonna be raw dog. So you get what you get.
Yeah, this is gonna be the realest episode. Yeah.
This is the holiday specials are just gonna be the realest ones ever in the world.
You know how everyone hates the holiday special of Star Wars?
Everyone's gonna hate this.
No, I was gonna say it's gonna be the opposite. Everyone's gonna love this. I say the opposite.
Well, I love the Star Wars holiday special.
See, there you go.
I love it.
We're gonna have a niche following. For what do they call it? Life Day.
Life Day, yeah.
Yeah, Life Day. Yeah, this is our Life Day special.
This is our Life Day special. So, Reagan, do you want to explain what we will be doing in each segment?
I did write it down. And boy, was my handwriting malfunctioning the day that I wrote it down, because it took me a hot minute to read everything. But we're going to talk about, it doesn't we're going to talk about some of our favorite things, spanning from Game of Thrones to House of Dragon. We're going to talk about things that we're the most thankful for. And then we're going to get into some like top 5 characters of all time. Maybe sprinkle in a few of our top favorite deaths because
Wow, wow, wow.
yeah.
Like that James Charles where he goes boom boom boom. Audited him.
I thought you were doing the Hannah Montana like cutscene where she's like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
yeah.
ooh, whoa, whoa, ooh, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Oh my god. And then we're gonna kind of like if we were in the Game of Thrones universe, if we were put into the shows, what
Mhm.
our like little details would be. So we'll
Mm.
save that bit for last, but let's get started with our titular.
I just would like to make a disclaimer. Please don't take any of this seriously, and if we like problematic characters, we do not follow their
Listen,
actions. Please do not be one of those crazy Game of Thrones fans who
no,
calls us out for
God,
stuff like that. I promise you, my favorite Star Wars character is Anakin Skywalker. Do I support him killing children? No. But
no.
is he sexy and I like him as a character? Yeah, he's like me, but
Yeah.
guy. So,
Yes. So
don't get offended over that and take out your tampon and grow up. Reagan, would you like to start?
I don't have anything to add to that. That's a beautiful story. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Anyways,
Period.
you know how like those beware of dog signs that people like will put out in front of their yards. We should just have what you just said, but like in front of our podcast, like
Take out your tampon before you listen.
Oh my god. Yeah, I will start. So, our first prompt is what are we the most thankful for in this universe that we
Mhm.
love so dearly? And honestly, I cannot pinpoint it to a single thing. Like there's not like one thing that I absolutely love above everything else. It's just the fact that it exists. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I can't say like I mean like one of the first thing that pops into my head, of course, are dragons. But that's not the sole reason why I'm thankful for the universe. I just put everything because I'm lame. So what did you put?
I said Daenerys Targaryen because she's the only character I cared about watching the show.
Real. Didn't you say that when you would watch Game of Thrones, you would cut all the scenes that didn't have Danny in it and just watch the scenes with Danny?
Yeah, when I first like watched it first through, I just watched Daenerys Targaryen like scene packs on YouTube. Who
Yep.
there's this one YouTuber, I can't remember her name, God bless her. I don't know if she still is around or not. But I think back in 2017 is like when I started it, she had just all the episodes with just Daenerys and she would summarize the episode and she would just play the clips. And then after I finished all that, I rewatched Game of Thrones before see the season 7 premiere. And I was like, I should probably go back and watch everything just to
Should
see
probably, yeah.
what everything was about because I wanted to see if I would like Daenerys before I did. And then I binge watched all that in one night and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I should do that." And then I ended up really liking the show after all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's some hard work on her part putting together
Mhm.
just Danny scenes. I mean, yeah, we are in Danny fan club over here. That's for sure. I knew you were gonna say
Oh,
Danny. I knew that.
no.
I knew it. I knew it. I could have put money on it.
Another thing I did wanted to say though, out of pettiness, is the Jon Snow show not getting picked up yet.
Wait, I thought it did. Did it not?
There's been nothing going on with it right now. It's just sitting in the drafts, bro.
It's collecting dust, and we're gonna let it. And we're gonna let it collect dust.
Until I get confirmation Amelia Clark is coming back, I will
I don't
not be
want it.
watching.
I don't want it. I don't want
I'm
it.
not set.
Jon Snow who? We don't know him. I don't
Fuck
I don't know
Jon
who that
Snow.
is. And that is our hot take of the day.
And that's a wrap on what we're thankful for.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've mentioned our sentiments and our feelings about John before, but in case we
Mhm.
need to reiterate it, not our favorite.
I'm not thankful for show Jon Snow. Book Jon Snow, smash. The girls who
Smash.
get it, and the girls who don't.
Oh my God. No, I love it. Yeah, okay, well, so talking about our least favorite characters, let's talk about our top 5 favorite characters of all time.
Okay.
Do you want to start with your number 5?
My number 5 is Allison Hightower.
I expected her to be higher on your list.
Maybe it's just because she's brand new. I like show Allison Hightower better than the book. I'm mostly talking about show.
Oh, okay, that's fair, that's
Um,
fair.
I really like her. Just I like the story change of what they did with her. Instead of making her like the evil stepmother role, they did more of
Oh, yeah.
like the bonding between the two of them, and her trial and errors
Hmm.
from when she was like giving everybody the benefit of the doubt and then just saying, all right, F this, and only supporting like her house and all that. I don't know, I just really like her character in the show, and I really love the casting choices for her, and I really fell in love with
Oh,
that
yeah.
character.
No, I think she's I wanted to put her on my list. She did not make it.
Mhm.
I wanted to put her on my list though. I feel like if she resides anywhere, she's definitely in my top 10. No doubt about that. Honestly, she's probably number 6, so she was really
Mhm.
close. She was super close. But my number 5 is Tyrion Lannister. I am
Really?
I'm a Tyrion stan. I am.
Wow.
I have always loved him. I love his banter so much. The way he talks, the way he argues, the way he conducts himself is equal parts hilarious and very admirable.
Mhm.
I I love his character. I love that he was raised in a household full of shitty people, but ended up not being a total shithead himself. Like, mad respect for that. And I just love Peter Dinklage, and I think he did such a good job with his character and everything. And I think that was the perfect casting choice. And God, I'm so excited for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes tomorrow. Oh no, wait, that's Friday. Never mind, 2 days from now. Sad, but I'm so excited to see him in that. I've missed him on the screen, but um, yeah, Tyrion is my number 5. Funny enough. So who's your number 4?
Mine would be Marjorie Tyrell.
Yep, yep.
I don't think we're shocked about this one, maybe if you know me, but I love her character so much in the books and the show. And in the books, she is still alive. So,
Oh, Slay, we love that.
I really think the show did her dirty with the way Cersei killed her. I would have loved her to have met Daenerys in somewhat form.
That would have been cool.
I really felt like they would have gotten along as characters, if D&D wasn't writing them. But
True.
I just love how petty she is, and how I think she, like, we talk about characters who know how to play, like, in lowercase, play the Game of Thrones.
Yes,
She plays the Game of Thrones in
all
all
facets.
uppercase,
Yep,
and I
100%.
just really think she knows how to play the game, and I just think she underestimated Cersei. But yeah, I just really loved her character. I loved how snarky she was. I loved how she was willing to help the common people, which is something we really didn't see just because the Lannisters were in office, whatever, you know what I mean. And
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I just really loved her. I thought she was a really good, kind spirit, but also she could be very like snake-like, if that makes sense.
She's no, she's cunning, and but that serves her well in how
Mm-hmm.
she balances the political and
Mm-hmm.
dramatized uh um battle of the throne, you know. She's able to kind of master both worlds. And I have such mad respect for her. Yes, absolutely. She is on my list, but my number 4 is Harwin strong? Because I have a crush.
Somebody likes him.
Somebody, I twirl my hair in my fingers and I kick my little feet and I blush. I blush like a slut whenever I think of him. I just love him. Everything about him, I think he's one of the most. I just think he's the most attractive character. I don't know why. It just everything about him. I don't know if it's his aura or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like if I were Rhaenyra, I've been like, I would have. It's cuffing season, absolutely. Like,
I would have been asked to be betrothed to him, honestly.
yeah, I would have been like, I'm sorry, but yeah, that one.
You asked me who to pick, and I want that one.
I want that one. Are
I
you
want
kidding
that
me?
one.
Whoo! Whoo! So just
Save a
anyways, yeah.
horse,
So
ride a
he's
cowboy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean oh wink a wink. Save a horse right at night.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so that was my number 4 is Harwood. So this is number 3.
We shouldn't be shocked about this if anyone follows me on Instagram or knows me as a person.
Oh.
Um, Ad- Adrian Martel.
Is it
Pedro
Aubrian? Is it Obrian? Is it Aubrian?
Obrian. Maybe it's Obrian. I don't know. I don't have my brain right now. So
That's it. We're just gonna say Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones.
Obrian Martel, aka Pedro Pascal, my little slut, my little husband. Um, even
So fun
before
fact.
even I knew before who Pedro was as a person,
Uh-huh.
I loved his character anyway. I was like, oh, he's cute. Like, I like
Oh
this.
yeah,
And then
absolutely.
and then he died, but he got cast in The Mandalorian, and I went, I know this guy. I know this
I
guy.
know him.
I
I
know
know
him.
him.
And then, I started to fall in love. So I just really love his character, and I do like some of these characters are characters I wish could have met Daenerys, because him and Daenerys, House Martell has such a
Unstoppable.
history with the Targaryens, and I think he would have been a good advisor on her team.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I think and his death was so like just it hit so hard because
Unnecessary.
yeah, it was so unnecessary because it was for multiple reasons. Yes, we didn't want Oberyn, aka Patrick. We didn't want Pedro to die. We didn't want him to die
Mhm,
because we loved him. He was a great character. We wanted him to also get revenge on his sister and kill the
mhm.
Mountain. That would have been great. We
Because
would have loved.
also, because his sister was with Daenerys's brother, older brother, so they had
Uh,
kids together. So I do think also that would have been another reason he would align with her, and
absolutely.
he would have been fresh out of King's Landing, so he could have helped her get the information
Oh, he would
that
have.
she could have wanted.
Yeah, he would have had intel, and he would not have been afraid to share it.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, you wanted him to get revenge for his sister, and then you also wanted him to win so that way Tyrion would win because
Yeah.
that was in the you know, fight on my behalf, my lord.
Yeah, if
Um,
he wouldn't have just been cocky, we would have been
I
fine.
know, I know. I hate like in rewatching that scene when he's like, "Oh, look at me! I could spin my little spear," and it's like you need to focus on what's right behind you. I love your little lightsabers tricks. I love that you think you're Anakin Skywalker, but I need you to focus right now.
We know you're sexy, but like, please save yourself.
Listen, I love it. Can we put a pin in this for another day and time?
Yeah. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is actually a tie because I kind of think of these characters as one and the same.
Mm,
And it's Marjorie Tyrell and Elena Martell. Or
yeah.
Tyrell, sorry. Marjorie Tyrell and Elena Tyrell. I love them both equally, and I think they are definitely two of my favorite characters of all time. Marjorie, just like the reasons you stated for her, I mean, she is who I would want to be,
Mm-hmm.
um, in every aspect, the fashion, the the just how she's coy and
Mm.
hilarious and smart. She's so smart. And I wish I was that able to navigate the political landscape of Game of Thrones, but I'm not. And then Olenna, because talk about the
Alina
most.
is such a bad bitch.
She
I
is
love her.
such. I when there are multiple moments when you're like, I love everything about her, but her last speech,
Ew.
whenever she has to drink the poison, she says, "Tell Cersei, I want her to know it was me."
Mm.
Forever, like in that one moment, she tattooed herself on my heart for the rest of my life. I mean, talk about legendary. Absolutely savage, quick witted, great comedic relief when we needed it, but also like Marjorie, the sharpest knife out there. I mean, she
Mm.
knew everything, but also the fact that she killed Joffrey was also another reason why I loved her
Yeah.
so much. Like,
I
slay,
do
we love
also
that.
love her little speech with Daenerys where she says everyone in Westeros is a sheep and you're a dragon, be a dragon. I
Oh,
do love
that's
that those two
true.
characters got to meet too. I can you
I do
imagine if
love
she was
that.
like her hand instead of Tywin?
Is it a Tyrion? Or
Yeah,
is it?
not
Yeah, yeah,
Tywin is his dad, Tyrion.
yeah, 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 yeah.
If Tyrion
If
wasn't the
Tyrion
hand
wasn't
and
her
she
hand, and
was,
I mean, like I said, I love Tyrion. I do think Olenna would have been a much better choice because
mhm.
she is much better at detecting bullshit than
Yeah,
most characters.
Olenna and Daenerys could have been unstoppable together.
They really could have. And you know who Olenna is kind of reminding me a little bit of
Hmm.
this in House of the Dragon is Rhaenys.
I could see
I
that,
don't
yeah.
I don't know why, but they have similar I guess like approaches and how they talk. And like whenever Rhaenys gives that speech to Rhaenyra about, um men would rather kill each other completely and destroy the realm before they see a woman on the throne. And
Mm.
that just like felt like something Olenna would have said.
Mm.
And if they weren't centuries apart, could have been besties.
They could
Um
have been besties.
Absolutely. So all right, number two. This is
My
gonna be
number
exciting. Yeah.
two is actually a book character. We know who she is. It's Visenya Targaryen, one of the sisters of Aegon Targaryen.
Wait, wait, of Aegon the Conqueror or
Yeah,
Allison? Okay, okay.
Aegon the
Oh,
Conqueror.
so his
Vis-
his wife or his sister?
yes.
One of the sisters. She's the one that dies
He
with the.
married both sisters, but she's the one who uses the sword that Daemon uses. She wasn't the girly one, she was like the tomboyish one.
Oh, what's his sword is Night Sister, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
is it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Is she the one that died on her dragon?
that's a great question.
Is she the
No, I think it was the other sister.
it's
I
is it Rhaenys and
think
Sam?
it was the other sister. Hang on.
Okay.
I don't know why, guys. I'm influenced right now. Please don't get mad at me. I can't remember.
Listen,
Um,
we've never claimed ourselves. We
no,
are
no.
experts when it comes to um
I don't think it's Visenya that. Let me Google how she died. Hang on.
we have to do
Visenya.
research. In time research. In time we're experts on
Tar.
giving our opinion, but we're
Because I
not
know she was
experts
the last one alive.
of the
Because
sisters.
hers of the original three, because her sister her son is Maegor the Cruel, and Aegon's first son died, and then he took over because she crowned him. So,
I'm gonna ask something so stupid because I bet
of
I already know the answer to this.
of course,
How does Aegon the Conqueror die?
that's like a really great question. I can answer that another time.
We're both doing great.
That's a really good
That's
question.
a great question.
I guess it's not that memorable because I don't remember it.
Um,
That sucks for Aegon.
Man, he's
I
only
know
known
his
for one
dragon.
thing.
I know his dragon died of old age.
Oh, good for his dragon.
Um, oh, she died of illness, so that was the other sister that died.
On Dragonback. Rhaenys?
Yeah,
Was it
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rhaenys is the one that dies on Dragonback. Visenya dies of old age? Question
It just said illness during Maegor's
mark?
race, so that probably, yeah, she did live to be an old lady, so.
Good for her. Well, so what are some of the reasons why she's your second favorite character?
She's just so, like, feisty,
Love
and
that.
she's just such a, well, if you can't have this, I will say, bring them fire and give them blood. And she's just so smart battle wise, just because, she was a woman that, she didn't get as much respect as Aegon did. But
Yeah.
she is just so, I don't know, I just love her to death. She is just so cunning and so strong and so like fuck you, I'll do it anyway, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Respect.
So I and just she's very the type to be like I will, she's like a little Daemon Targaryen vibe, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But not as problematic, but just she, like, if she would have been queen instead of her son Maegor, I think the Maegor the Cruel wouldn't have happened. If
Oh,
the
damn. Okay.
Westeros didn't look down to her as the last person being alive, she could have taken the throne and she could have fixed a lot of things, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but she's very smart in the ways of that are quote quotes male qualities. But yeah, if
Okay.
all that makes sense.
No, it does. No, it does. I wish I knew more about her, but from what you've told me and then from the bits and pieces we've been getting through House of the Dragon,
Mhm.
um, I can tell that she slays. Absolutely.
So Aegon the First died of a stroke at 64.
Aegon the Conqueror,
Yeah,
stroke is what took him out.
stroke is what took him out. In
I think he would.
Dragonstone,
I think he'd be embarrassed by that.
while telling two of his grandsons, Aegon and Viserys, tales of his conquest, Aegon died of a stroke. That's
I'm gonna tell,
tough.
I'm gonna tell you a story, grandkids. Gather around, and then
That's basically what happened.
and
Damn.
I'm tragically gonna die in front of you.
Damn.
But not
I
probably,
don't
but not
remember
on
that.
Dragonback like he probably wanted to go. It sounds
No.
like no, you
Well,
don't
none
think
of the
so?
Targaryen women wanted to die in childbirth, but
No, that's true. That's so
Anyway,
true.
what's your second?
Nice second. And I know this is gonna be controversial for you, but
Jon
it's
Snow.
no, God, no. What? He didn't even make the
Oh.
list. What are you talking about? No, two
Oh.
is Danny. She's not
Oh.
my number. She's not my number one, but she is my number two.
Okay.
And I mean, duh. I mean, Mother of Dragons says everything there. Um, I read the first book, and of course, she was like ended up being like such a reason for me to continue with the book. I
Mm,
fell in love with her character instantly. I always knew she was going to be huge, but yeah, she was definitely one of the reasons that kept me going. Like a lot of people talk about how Ned Stark was like their first character that they like really fall in love with, and that's why his death is so devastating in the first season and stuff. But my character was Danny. So
mine was too.
justice for Danny. So who's your number? Oh wait, you said your number two.
Yeah. So my
So
number one is
is Jon
Daenerys
Snow.
Targaryen. Yeah, I love Jon Snow. No, it's Daenerys Targaryen. Are we shocked?
I'm
I
so
love her
shocked.
character. I don't think I have to explain that after everything we just talked about. She is the first
Yeah.
character that I fell in love with, and that I even saw myself in with certain cases. And um, I just like she's the world to me. Like when I think of Game of Thrones, I think of
Mhm.
Emilia
Oh
Clarke
yeah.
on a dragon. Like
Duh.
I love this character so much. It just like it hurts my heart because of her ending, but I I just think she deserves the world and she deserves the Iron Throne and she deserves
Duh.
everything that she gets in the world. And she just has so much humanity to her that we don't see in quite a lot of characters in Game of Thrones. So and even other like Targaryens too.
Yeah.
I just I, she's like she's just amazing. So
She's
who's
everything.
she's everything. Who's your
And
number
he's
one?
just Ken. And he's just Ken.
Yeah,
My number one is Rhaenyra.
of
I
course. I'll
She
accept
is
that.
she's my ride or die. If she has one fan, it's me.
It's
If she
me.
has no fans, I'm dead. Like
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she's it for me. She's the queen bee. I'll follow her in a battle, no questions asked. Like,
Same.
yeah, no, so Rhaenyra is my number one gal and my favorite character from the entire universe. So, now we get to move into some more fun stuff, which is our top three favorite deaths
Mm-hmm.
from the show. So I want to start from three and work our way to one because yeah, who's your third favorite death of all time?
This is like it's only because of the way she went out.
Uh,
Um, our Queen of Thorns, Olyana Taro. Yep,
Elena, yeah, yeah, no,
Olyana Taro.
absolutely, yeah, that was
I I hated to see her go, but the way she went out, I was like, good for you. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
I love the pettiness. I love the pettiness, and that was it was a bittersweet moment for me, I think. But
It is a very bittersweet moment because you know, she's lived a life, you know, it's not like dies at a tragically young age. I mean, no one should die,
mhm,
duh. But like, you know, she's lived a life at this point, and I mean, the way that she was able to negotiate the situation to where she got to die peacefully, compared to the fact that she literally brutally murdered their son before their eyes,
yeah.
like
I think
that
if
is
I think
head
if
bitch stuff.
Jamie didn't have the touch of humanity to him, he would have her let Cersei get to her, you know.
Yeah.
But Jamie Lannister just has, I think, which is what Cersei I think despises about him, just so he has a heart, you know. And I don't think
Hmm.
Jamie liked Joffrey,
No,
so I
he
think it's
had
fine.
no wait. That's is it Joffrey or is it their second son that he's like, oh, there's the body of our dead child. Let's hump next to it.
Well, yeah, I think it was their third kid, the last one who
Okay,
killed
okay,
himself.
okay. Well, anyways, I really feel like the only child that Jamie cared about
Was their
um
daughter.
was their daughter,
Hmm.
and we know how she went.
I
But
didn't care when she died, to be honest.
I honestly like it happened, and I think I was watching with my parents, and I think my mom was shocked, and I was like, "Oh, were we
Hmm.
supposed to be surprised?" I kind of had a feeling it was happening, and then like when it
Yeah.
happened, I was like, "Oh, okay," you know. But I mean, like R.I.P. But also like it just didn't hit like the other ones did.
Hmm.
But
Who's your number
yeah,
three?
my number three. So I know this doesn't happen in the books, but it was very satisfying to see on screen. But my number three was Ramsay Bolton
Oh,
getting
I forgot about
I
him. Yeah.
know, getting torn apart by his dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
and by Sansa too.
Yeah,
We
no, that
love
was a good one. That was a good one, yeah.
we love getting revenge on people who abuse people. Like
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
it was
He would,
yeah, I
if the Queen of Thorns didn't go out as hard as she did, Ramsay would be my number three.
no, that's so real. No, he's I mean that death I kind of I don't know why I think about it occasionally because I love the irony that it's his dogs that tear him
Yeah.
apart. it's such a satisfying end to a character that is just so hateable. I mean, he is one of the worst for sure, one of the worst villains. But I also know that's not how he is in the books. So, um,
In the
yeah.
books, you could say he's a villain.
Okay, okay, so pretty close.
I would say he
Um,
is.
who's your number two?
Joffrey.
Yeah. If he didn't make your top three, I would have been like, we need to revisit.
You know, I will give Joffrey, he did serve while he was king. His
Serve.
looks, period, you know. But
Period.
but as a person, he sucked ass. I don't know if it was the Lannister incest getting to his brain,
It had to
but
be.
God, he's such a rat. He's like a love to hate character for me because the actor did such a good job making me hate
He
him.
did. He did.
But yeah, that's who I chose. I don't think I need an explanation more for that.
No, period. I think everyone feels that way. I
Hmm.
mean, I didn't get into Game of Thrones until I think until the last season premiered. Like I didn't watch all of it until season 7 was coming out. But I do
Same.
remember people talking about him dying and what a big deal that was. And they were like, I've been waiting for his death for seasons. And I kept thinking about that as I was watching the show. And like even when he killed Ned and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And I was like, but why do people like I get why they hate him, but people like really, really hate him. Like what's the tea behind that? And then you watch the next couple of seasons and you're like, oh, holy shit. This
I
kid.
mean, even him killing Ned Stark was enough for me to be like, all right,
No,
die.
I mean absolutely. But like, yeah, I mean like everything he does, it's like what the fuck? But yeah, no. So my number two is actually I also have a tie on this one, but they're kind of two killings that happened for the same reason. And that would be Littlefinger and Walder Frey.
Mm.
Because those are two revenge killings
Mm-hmm.
for the family of the Starks. And Littlefinger's I love because he thinks he's about to get promoted.
Yeah.
One gets executed. And I love the way that Sansa and Arya planned that out. I thought it was so clever of them. And then of course Sansa getting to read out all the charges before killing him too was also incredibly satisfying. And then of course Walder Frey, his murder was creepy as hell. With Arya, chopping up all his family members into his pie before
Yeah.
getting him done with. And but that was also a very satisfying death because the Red Wedding, talk about the most notorious wedding of all history, finally having that come to a conclusion and in the way that it did, definitely solidified it in my top three. So, but who's your number one? Who's your favorite death of all time?
Cersei Lannister.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I wanted to see that bitch go. After she killed Missandei,
Oh no,
that's
for
where I drew
real.
the line.
Did I tell you? Okay, so when I graduated like the same week that that episode came out where Masande was executed, and
Hmm.
someone put on their graduation cap, "R.I.P. Masande, you were my girl," like justice for Masande or something.
So they're so real for that. That would have been
They
me.
were so real for that. I was like, "Oh my god, I know."
Missandei deserved so much better than that.
Yes.
If Cersei is, if I was Cersei and a Targaryen girl had three full-grown dragons, I
Hmm.
would not think,
I should
hmm,
mess with her best friend.
let's kill the two people who would work for her. Like, I would never think
Literally.
that.
No.
And I don't know why Missandei was the breaking point for me. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, she was a slave and Daenerys freed her and she died in chains. And it's just so sad.
It is.
I think it was an unnecessary death and
Masande's was absolutely.
pretty dumb on Cersei's part. And I was like ready for Cersei to be the Mad Queen to kind of take. To me, it makes sense for her to take that arc.
Absolutely.
So I am still bitter about Missandei's death. Missandei and Daenerys are still alive in the books, thank God. But just on the show, it was just so fucked up with the fuck pile of shit. And I have no
Yeah.
issue telling people that. And
No.
I really like Cersei Lannister as it was like a love-hate character until she did that. I don't know
Yeah,
why
until
that
she
was
did.
I don't know
Yeah.
why that was the line for me, but yeah, seeing her die, I hated seeing Jaime die. I think Jaime should have lived in the end, but
Yeah.
seeing her die, I was like, good, good. You and your baby should never live. Die, you know.
So I almost put Cersei on here, but the reason why
Mhm.
I did it was because I didn't like the way that she did die. I didn't feel like it
Yeah,
was satisfying enough. So that's
yeah.
so
I would have loved a good Cersei Lannister or Prison of War Jacaerys moment.
literally. Or
Mm.
like I mean there was because they talk about like in a couple of seasons before it does a flashback to Cersei like going to some sort of carnival and then a someone who can see
Oh,
the
the
future.
witch.
Yeah, and she's like, "You'll
Yeah.
die by the hand of somebody," and she doesn't
And
die that way. And
yeah, that's also true. I can't think of the prophecy right now, but so far it's come true with like her children. Like, yeah, you'll be a queen for a time, then there'll be another queen, and then there'll come someone more beautiful and worthy of the throne. And then it
mm,
said the king will have 20 children, you will have three, and
mm,
gold will be their shroves or something like that. Like all of
yeah,
them died wearing gold somehow, right? And then the last part was someone close to her will kill. I can't remember the exact, but someone close will kill her or betrayed her. And in the
I think it was
books,
like,
everyone
yeah, I
thinks
think,
it's Jamie,
yeah, I think
either
for
Jamie or Tywin.
or you mean Tyrion?
Tyrion. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep
No,
getting
you're good.
confused.
No, and Tywin would have made my list, but I don't know, I didn't hate him as much as the other characters.
I kind of like Tywin though. Like
Yeah.
him putting everybody in their place. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, he kind of real for that. And I mean,
yeah.
him dying on the toilet is
I mean, also like kind of fuck Tywin, but I feel like if he would have known Daenerys was out there, he would have been like,
probably shouldn't mess with this.
yeah.
Unless you want a total annihilation, but you do you, man.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think so like what I was really hoping for when I was watching season 7 and that heartbreaking moment when Jamie packs it up and leaves Brienne
Mhm.
and I was really hoping that it was because he was going to kill Cersei, that he was like,
Yeah, I did too.
I'm the only one that she trusts, I'm the only one that that she'll let me get close enough to her. And then when it turned out that he just went back to her, I was like, it sucked because he had so much character development within like over the past several seasons, but like within that the last two, especially in his development with Brienne and
Mhm.
everything, I was like, I cannot believe that they completely like demolished that within like 5 seconds. I thought that was like a really low blow, not only to his character, but also a awesome death. Talk about betrayal, you know what I mean? That they could have done, and it would have been very satisfying to see Cersei die at the hands of her brother lover.
Cersei should have
um,
gotten Daenerys' death, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. That would have been way more satisfying, but yeah, no, Cersei dying was great in the fact that Cersei died. I just
Mhm.
wish she died in more of like a hellfire kind of way.
Yeah.
Because that's more her character. Her dying under some rubble. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I would have lit that bitch up personally.
For real.
It was
For real.
Daenerys. Who's your number one?
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Um, that's my favorite one. I love when he dies. I love the way he dies. I love who killed him. I love all those circumstances around it. I'm a big fan of, and yeah, I mean, that whole episode is so freaking good. But
Hmm.
yeah, that him dying, that's definitely my favorite. So those are my top three deaths. But now we get to talk about our personal attributes and how we would be in the Game of Thrones universe. So,
You
I'll
can
kind of
you can start.
yeah, I'll start with
I've started.
do you just like want me to go like through the list and just tell you everything that I picked for myself?
We'll start with like you do your first two and then I'll do my first two.
Okay. Okay, so one of the first things that we had to choose was a character to marry. So, take a wild guess as to who would be
Is
my
his
boo thing.
is his name Strong?
Yeah, it's actually Clubfoot. No, I'm joking. Swear to God, no, it's not. It's Harwin, of course. It's my
Mhm.
husband. And my enemy. My enemy is Otto Hightower. I'm coming for that bitch. I will hunt you down. I will, Otto,
Oh,
when I find you, Otto, it's
and
over.
what house are you from?
So, as much as I love the Targaryens, I feel like I would be a terrible Targaryen personally. Um, I think the house that I vibe best with is Tyrell. So I said I am House Tyrell. Married to
Okay.
Howard Strong with a enemy of Otto Hightower.
Okay.
Yeah. So, who are you marrying?
Pedro Pascal. Aubrey and Martell.
Dirt.
I will gladly do that.
Yeah.
Um,
And what a wedding it'll be.
what a wedding. What a good
What a
wedding,
wedding. What a great wedding.
if baby, if you need to have a boyfriend, that's fine with me. Like if you need to go have a boyfriend, that's fine. As long as you come home to me,
We
that's
good.
okay. That's okay. As long as you don't get anybody else pregnant, that's okay with me. You
That's
know?
all with me. I'll have the babies.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, you're so real for that. Who's your enemy?
I feel like my enemies would be the Lannisters, except Jamie after he goes through his character development.
Real. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
feel like,
You would have mad beef with Cersei. I know you would.
yeah, I would, but I'm smarter than her, so I feel like if she tried
True.
to kill me, I would no.
No.
But I do feel like that me and Tyron could hang out.
Tyrion?
Tyrion and Tywin, yeah.
Tywin too. Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
I feel like they would like me because of how smart I am, because I am very street smart, so I can read a room.
I
So
have street smart.
I do think if I said, "Hey, what if we did this?" and and they go, "Oh my God, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard." But if Cersei said the same thing, they'd be like, "But that's
You're
Sarah's
stupid.
idea."
Yeah,
You know. I also feel like
exactly.
Cersei would be very jealous of my beauty, not trying to brag, but I do have good
But
privilege.
let's call it the elephant in the room.
Let's call the elephant in the room. I would be the prettiest girl in the room. So, yeah, those would be my enemies.
Straight up.
And
Well,
the house I would be from is I would be Jon Snow's twin sister. So I would be the better twin, but I wanted to be close to Daenerys somehow, okay? So I would be a Stark, but I would still want that Targaryen in me.
yeah.
But I would be Stark, and then once I found out I was a Targaryen, I would be Targaryen.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that meshes well.
And then later adding Jon Snow will be my enemy later down the line.
Period.
Period.
And who's gonna win that battle? Duh,
Me.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like without question. Like he doesn't stand a chance. Battle of the Bastards, nothing compared to this. Um,
Nothing.
nothing. Well, we also have a couple more. So, who's your pet? What pet would you have in your
I would have one of them wolf pups. You know what I mean?
like a little direwolf? What would you
I
name it?
Lucy,
Lucy.
after my own dog.
Lucy
Um,
the
no, maybe I'd name it after. I didn't think of this. Maybe I'd name it Visenya.
That'd actually be kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Visenya, the direwolf, and then
Visenya the direwolf.
but then once I found out Daenerys was like around,
Yeah.
me and my husband, I would make my husband put on a helmet when he fights the mountain so he lives, right?
Mhm. You're the
So
reason why he survives.
this is my reality. It can be whatever I want. So, and
Reality
then
can
me
be
and
whatever
Pedro
I want.
Pascal pack up our stuff and go to Essos.
Uh-huh.
And then I go to Daenerys and I'm like, girl, you're never gonna guess what I found out. You were my aunt. And then, but I'll look at her and be like, this could be a secret between us though, because I don't want the throne. I don't want the throne.
You're
But
gonna
if you,
this is gonna be like a Princess Diaries moment where you're like, I'm the
yeah,
princess? Shut up.
up. But if Daenerys lets me choose one of the dragons besides
Uh-huh.
Rhaegal, because that's like her baby, one of the dragons to bond with, um, I would be grateful. So I would have a direwolf and a dragon.
And a dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both excellent choices. Whose style are you stealing though? This is the real question.
Book Rhaenyra Targaryen's outfits.
Mm.
She wears so much red and black, and
Ooh,
it's
not
she's
respect.
known for being like the fashion it girl of Westeros. I feel like they didn't do her justice in the show.
Mm.
Like, I mean, if you Google it, it's insane. Her style is insane. It's so much gold and black and red, and it's so cute. It's like very lavendish. But I guess like before I didn't know I was a Targaryen, maybe something like close to like Sansa in like the north
Yeah, I think
in the
you
later
would,
seasons.
yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh my god, I'm a Targaryen, and like I support Daenerys Targaryen. Like I'm gonna switch this up,
Heck
you
yeah.
know. So then I would
It's
switch to like
called evolution.
red and black, but people would think it's because I support Daenerys, so I can therefore get away with it. But I think I would be fine with people. But I would also be like technically a bastard, so I'd be like, I'd feel like
Didn't there be a bastard?
technically I would be a bastard. So I'd be like, guys, I don't want the throne. And if someone came to me and was like, you could take the throne, you're older than Daenerys, I'd be like, I'm gonna go tell my aunt you said this,
I
cause
am less qualified, let's be real.
I love my aunt Daenerys. What do you mean?
Auntie
So
Daenerys.
yeah. What about you?
Besties. Yeah. So for a pet, I don't know how a Tyrell would get their hands on a dragon, but I would find a way. Um, and if I had to name it, like I mentioned in a couple episodes ago, I would steal Sea Smoke. Sea Smoke is the coolest dragon name ever, and I would steal that.
I mean, Sea Smoke needs a rider down the line. You never know.
There you go. I don't know how, but I break into the keep or the dragon where the dragons are, and I still see smoke. I don't care how it happens, what happens. I know non-Targaryens everywhere they don't ride dragons, but I would find a way. I would make it work. And then for style, I'm stealing from Marjorie. She has the most fabulous like
Mm-hmm.
dresses throughout. Like the my favorite I think is that blue dress she wears with the rose belt.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
literally, oh my gosh. And her wedding dress,
Oh,
um,
gorgeous.
too. I mean, like she's just like, I don't know. I don't think there's ever been an outfit that she's worn that I was like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I would steal my style from her for sure. And then our last, what would happen to us personally? How would it all end for you?
There are two endings. Okay.
Oh my gosh, choose your own adventure.
This is choose your own adventure.
Choose your own
Um,
adventure.
so if we go with the shows and like canon events,
Mm-hmm.
I would have it died during the final battle night, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, if the show, I think that would have been fine, but I would have had a kid with Pedro Pascal by that point, so my
Duh.
legacy would live on. We would have, like, we probably would have had 3 kids by this point, you know?
True.
Um, maybe there's 3 endings, I don't know, because I also thought of one where it says, I died defending Daenerys, so she lives, but John and I battled to
Giant
the death.
offender. Yeah.
John and
Oh,
I
nice.
battled to the death. Because I end up killing him, and then he kills me, but we're both but Daenerys tries to save me first, because she
You're,
loves me more, right?
duh.
And then so Jon Snow dies the other way, and then maybe I die in Daenerys' arms, and she's like, "Oh my god, what can I do?" Blah blah blah. And you know, if Daenerys can't have children,
Mm.
I tell her like, if you can't have children, make my kids next in line for the throne, and she'd be like, "So true." So my legacy would be on the throne.
Real.
we would have a Targaryen and a Martell on the throne. And then the third ending would be the very happy one, to where I look at Jon Snow and go, "Are you going to go kill Daenerys?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, let me come with you." Like, sure, I'll support you. And then as soon as Jon Snow goes to Daenerys, I come up behind him and I cut his head off.
Oh,
I cut his head off. No,
he
no,
can't
wait.
keep his tongue.
No,
He can
wait.
keep his tongue.
I tell Drogon what's gonna happen. Like I close my eyes and I tell my dragon Viserion and Drogon to come over, because in this they didn't die. And because I was
yeah,
writing him, so he didn't die, right? So I
right.
tell them to come over, and they land in front of it, and Jon Snow's like, "Well, I can't do anything." And then I just look at Viserion and go, "Jacaerys," and then Jon Snow dies. And then Daenerys becomes, she's like, "I have family now. I have someone here by my, because I would be by her side, and then Daenerys and I would make a better place for the Seven Kingdoms." And then if Daenerys also doesn't, and because I think me and Pedro Pascal would have more kids, so
Real.
I would probably pull a Rhaenyra and have 6 kids. But I
I
think
would pull over here.
and have 6 kids. I think 3 of them would be sons and 3 of them would be girls, because why not?
Sure, if you could
And
pick.
yeah, if I could pick. And they would all, only one of them would have brown hair, and the rest of them would have like the white Targaryen hair. And people are like, "Where did that come from?" And
Weird.
and people think that Daenerys is the baby daddy, but Daenerys is like, "Guys, why would I be the baby daddy?"
Guys, that couldn't happen. Literally.
But you can get your hair from one of your grandparents, so Rhaegar's genes would really kick in, and
Yeah.
then everyone would live a happy life. And then if Daenerys doesn't have any children, one of my kids would take the Iron Throne, and then there would be new dragon eggs, and there would be a whole bunch of new Targaryens running around,
And life
and
would be better.
life would be better, and Grey Worm would live his happiest life.
Yeah, Grey Worm. Bless you. Bless you. That was
I
a
don't
very
think I
that
know,
was a
it
love.
sounded like a man.
I know. Are you a little man?
So
No, you're
how would you die?
how would I die? So I kind of have a choose your own adventure too. Of course, the
Mhm.
happy ending, I make it till the end. You know, I
Yeah.
live out my days with Harwin. I'm sure out in a field somewhere. I don't know. Probably have a castle, cute old lady, you know, etc. Here are the other ways I could die, because let's be real, I would probably die from something so stupid. I would die from something that I did not calculate in my risks. I would have been like, oh, that's nothing to worry about. So I could see either myself having, since I have a dragon, having a dragon rider's death, you know, going out in battle somehow. As if I would be in battle, but let's be real, I probably would insert myself at some point because I'm a diehard fan of people, so I will go to battle for people. So I could see a dragon rider stuff. I could also see something very similar to Olenna, and just like it be poisoned somehow because I'm not thinking straight and I piss someone off and I'm like, oh, what happened? And then you know what I mean? So I think those are my kind of my 3 possibilities. Although I don't imagine pissing someone off so much that they do poison me. But this is also Game of Thrones, and everyone's unpredictable.
Would you kill Otto Hightower?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, without hesitation. As soon as I get you, Ricky. As soon as I get you.
So in our story, if you had to kill any 3 characters, who would it be? We're adding on a new thing, guys.
Oh, okay. Like off the top of my head. Okay, duh, Otto, absolutely. Add foot fetish to that list because
Your
there's no
brother-in-law.
need. Yeah, I would, I would. And honestly, I think Harlan would help me. Um, he'd be like, "Yeah, that's my wife." Period. Who else would I? Um, does it have to be from House of the Dragon, or can it also be from Game of Thrones?
I think because you're from House of the Dragon era, you should
I
choose
should
House of the
probably do
Dragon.
House of the Dragon. Honestly, probably Aegon, the he's the second or the
Second.
third at this point. Yeah. So
Second.
Alicent, Alicent and Viserys's Aegon because he's a little shit. So, like if I were Rhaenys, in a couple episodes when she like blows up the Dragon Keep and like comes out through the ground and like catches Alicent and little Aegon cowering behind her. I would try my best to not set Alicent on fire, but I'm a torch Aegon.
You could have just wiped out the whole line right there, girl.
That too. I mean, let's be real. Yeah, if I had the chance, I would. He reminds me so much of Joffrey, where he's like this, like realizes there are no consequences for his actions, so he can do whatever he wants. And I'm like, no, someone will put you in your place. It will be me. I will sit you down. So, what about you? Who would you unalive? Jon Snow, I feel like.
Yeah, but that would be like probably later down the line because like he's my brother and I love him. And
And I
then
love
once he starts
him.
getting crazy about Daenerys, because I think
Uh-huh.
because he trusts me, he'll come to me and be like, I have to kill Daenerys. And I'll be like, why?
Right.
Why? Or maybe I would play along and then do what I said before and bring my dragons and then like torch his ass up.
Torch it.
Because Jon Snow is not fireproof. Um,
That is a good point. I
Jon Snow
forget.
is not a dragon and fire cannot kill a dragon. So
I
I
forget
would
that.
do that. And then I would probably, if, me and my little husband were in King's Landing and we wanted to get revenge on the Mountain Man, I would personally, because, um, because Pedro Pascal's character, um, he is like the master of poisons. I'd be like, baby, I'll make them some cookies. And we'll
Duh.
have other people, like, we'll do like a little charity group thing to where it's like, support the knights, whatever, right? You know what I mean? It would work.
Yeah, it would
And
work,
then
yeah.
I would poison the mountain's food so he could die.
Yes.
But I would probably blame it on someone who else would want the night. Like that, like no one would suspect me, like me and Tywin. Like, what do you
Oh
mean?
my god, what happened? I
And being
was
like Tywin's, I think I would be I think I would be Tywin's. Like Tywin would be like, "You're the daughter I never had," so he would protect me and my husband at no cost.
Yeah, he'd be like,
So,
oh, I saw a commoner walk in here earlier. It was totally
oh
them.
my god, like I'm sorry, I would blame it on the kitchen staff. Like I'm playing the Game of Thrones. Are you
I'm
kidding
playing the
me?
Game of Thrones, and let's be real. Gotta find a scapegoat. So, no, he would definitely find one for you, and you would get out scot-free.
Oh yeah, sure. And then I would kill the mountain man for my husband.
Husband.
And then I would try and kill Cersei probably because I think she would get mad that me and Jamie are best friends. Because I feel like
Oh,
me and
you know
Jamie
that
would get
would piss her
along.
off.
So that would piss her off. And I feel like if I offered to say, like, if Cersei is drunk enough, I think she'll drink anything. So if I
That's so true.
accidentally get her killed, oh my god, she OD'd. Like, she drinks
Oh
so
my
much. You
god.
know what I
Oh my
mean?
god.
And then I think Tywin would be like, oh my god, my daughter's dead. And then I would be
Aw,
like,
she's dead. Mm.
and then I would be like,
Aw.
Tywin, Pedro
Oh well.
Pascal, and we gotta get out of here, guys. And then I would take them to Dragonstone.
And live out the rest of your life as.
Yeah, I think Daenerys would give me Dragonstone.
Oh yeah. Wait, when is she?
Like, you can
Bird.
have King's Landing, but also, like, I don't know if she would want me as an advisor. Like, girl, if you need me, just send a Raven. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Dragonstone is like
I
30
like
minutes away.
just call me up. I've got a dragon. I'll be there in no time. Always got your
Yeah,
back.
period.
Y'all handle the politics though. I want to stay
Period.
out.
Like, if Daenerys is
Period.
like, we need you to go Jakara, some bitches. Me and my husband and my sons and
Me and
daughters
my
who
man.
who have me and thank you to my man.
Thank you
And
to my
then
man.
we'll have a whole bunch of dragons at that point.
Yeah. So like
So
so like what's the
me
problem?
me and my kids will just go handle it.
Consider it handled,
And
babes.
also like my kids will be trained as warriors, I think. Like even if you're a
Of course.
girl and you want to be a warrior, I will let them be a warrior.
Yeah, you gotta know combat.
Cuz I'm not sexist.
Period.
And if one of
Period.
them is and then if Daenerys is like I think I might need an heir to the throne. And if my firstborn isn't like good enough to be there, if my firstborn's like, I don't want to do that, I'd be like, okay, which one of you wants to do it?
Yeah, which one of you do you think is best for the throne?
Do you think is
And
best?
then
I would choose whichever best for the job, and I
yeah,
would keep it a
period.
secret.
It doesn't need to be the firstborn. That's such a stupid rule. Oh my
Or if
god.
Daenerys was like, I want you to be my hand, I'd be like, okay, girl, let's go.
From a distance.
You know,
From a distance.
but I don't think I
Absolutely.
could live in King's Landing.
No, I don't think I could either.
I could be on Dragonstone. I could be like the, like the family that's like far away. But if like like shit gets real and Daenerys is like, I need help, I would be over immediately. Like
Yeah,
everyone would fly over on their dragons and we'd be there.
we'll be there. We'll be there, babes, but I will not be living here. No,
So
I
I
don't think I could
guess,
live in King's Landing either,
so I
but
guess in this
yeah.
universe, I'll have to read about you in the textbook, huh?
Rip.
Maybe if you and Sir Harwin have kids, my kids could match up with them.
Yeah, see, our stories actually combine at some point.
Hmm.
It's just, it's all about fate and destiny.
Hmm.
With destiny, but yeah, no, we'll have, I didn't think about how many kids we're gonna have, but however many he wants, I'll have them.
One of your strong sons can date my Targaryen daughter, and then we'll have a
Oh,
remake of Little History going on.
yes.
And then we'll go. How do you feel about Harwin with Rhaenyra? I don't think we talked about those allegations.
Oh, LOL. So let's pretend that, um, I actually show up to the family barbecue or what the picnic thing where they go hunting for the white stag. Let's pretend this happens, okay?
Okay.
And at said family get together, I'm there, and he's like, "Wait a minute!" Like he sees me across the room, that kind of thing. And then we chatted up, and he's like, "Oh my god, you're literally my wife," and I'm like, "Correct." And then we get together before he and Rhaenyra get a chance to be together. But then Rhaenyra and I become besties, duh, because
Of course.
yeah, because that's just clear. But um, but yeah, we'll just pretend. Or if they did get together or whatever, and they like dated or whatever, it doesn't bother me that much. It is what it is. But because I know at the end of the day, I'm his number one girl. I'm the number one girl.
Y'all had a rough patch. It's okay.
Why don't adults get through this? So yeah, that would be my like hypothetical situation. Um, as long as it ends with me and Harwin Strong living our best lives, that's all I care about.
Period.
That's all I care about. But what great lives we have built for each
I
other.
know. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go.
I can't wait to make this a thing. Let's do it. We can
George R. Martin called me.
what's that called, like maladaptive daydreaming, or like was it like when you can like
Oh,
dream and like
manipulative dreaming.
yeah, where like you can like
Something
be
like that.
aware and like control your surroundings and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
never been able to do that. I don't know how people are able to do that, but I am not ever. Wish I could.
I just don't have dreams, so don't know how to do that.
Oh, sad.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry to disappoint, but I'm gonna
Sorry to
come
have
out
these
and say,
allegations. I do daydream though, so I think that makes up for it.
oh yeah, I am a notorious daydreamer to the point where it's like, girl, reality right here. Look ahead of you. But cool.
Do you want to wrap up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So
I don't think
thank
we
y'all
need to
so much.
do the
Oh,
outro
sorry.
for this. I think we can just say thank you, happy holidays.
Yeah, that'll be cute. Yeah. Um, so thank you everyone for joining us for our special holiday episode.
Thank you for joining.
Hope
I had a
you
great. This is my favorite episode so far.
this has been the best one.
I
Thank
had a
you
great
for
time.
yeah, thank you for joining us at the tavern and having a drink with us as we just talked your ear off about about our favorite things. So, have a wonderful holiday.
And
And
don't forget to pay your tab before you leave.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tip your waitress if you can.
Tip more than 20% this holiday season.
Yeah,
But thank you for
absolutely.
listening. And
Thank you for listening, and we'll
everything will
see
be
ya.
scheduled the way it is next week.
Yeah. So we'll see ya then.
Happy holidays!